The horse in this video is called Zeb. He's 7 years old, primarily an English shown horse, shown in English. I've ridden him before, and he's a very nice horse. He had an injury and had some time off to recover from that injury, and in the process lost a lot of muscle tone. And he's here now for me to work on building some muscle tone back, building some muscles back, and I want you to see how I'm doing that. He needs a lot of work on his top line. His back end is weak, and I'm going to just kind of point out some of the effects of that and as we're trotting around and loping around, just so you know how to spot that and what's affecting that. As I'm trotting around, I'm going to trot him around bridled up. At some points, you're going to see me getting him over bridled, like right there. The reason for that is to stretch his neck some more and to lift his shoulders. I'll intentionally do that once in a while, lifting his shoulders, lifting his back, getting him to engage his back end a little bit. I'm not concerned about him starting to carry himself behind vertical. He's not going to start doing that. And as you see, I'm riding him around one-handed. Got a little mild leverage bit. I've got that low pork grazing bit on him. And we're trotting around working on building some muscle. And you see I've got a little bit of a pace going. I'm not going to trot him slow. In fact, in a minute I'll be trotting him faster than this. Getting some forward going on him. I want him to really push with his back end and engage his hocks and really start building that back muscle. He is already really good. He's soft in the face. He's pretty good about lifting his shoulders, but we're just going to stretch that out, stretch those muscles, and that's going to help with getting him to build those muscles without him getting sore and tight. Here I'm just kind of steering him around. I'm using my legs. I'm asking him to lift his shoulders up and move them over. Move his right shoulder to the left, move his left shoulder to the right. Just move over, just stretching those muscles again. That's really important, just to kind of move him around, letting him catch his breath a little bit. He hasn't been ridden regular in a little while, in a couple of months, so I don't want to do too much too quick. But we got to start building some muscle. So just walking and steering is really all I'm doing right here. Asking him to move his shoulders. So I'm putting leg on, I'm putting spur on to move him over. That's really important. I'm not just neck reining. I want his shoulders to move over. I want his shoulders to lift. I want his back to lift, and it's basically like doing repetitions at the gym. Do a little bit of backing up here. I'll back up some as part of my fitness routine, getting him back fit, but not as much as what a lot of people will do. A lot of times I'll back and I'll move the shoulders over. I think I do it here, and move the shoulders around. I'm asking him to step around in a spin and just kind of move him around, exercise those muscles. This is the first time that I've ridden him. I don't want him to overdo it today, but we want the first time I've ridden him since he's come here for this program. I don't want to overdo it, but we're going to do a lot of stretching, and that's what I'm doing there, is stretching those muscles out. It's a balance at this point. I want him to work to the point that he knows he's been worked, but not so hard that he is muscle sore and fatigued from the work. It's a balance there, just like when we first start exercising, and we're going to be sore to a point. He's going to be sore to a point, but we don't want to overdo it. Just ask him to move around and ask him to bridle up and use his back muscles, engage his back end. As I'm moving around, watch the relationship between where he puts his back feet down and where he picks his front feet up. That's always a good thing to look at, a good reference for how good he's engaging his back end. We're going to lope here in just a minute, and you're going to see, I'll point out so that you can see just how weak he is in his back end. It's not a big deal. This is all stuff that's going to come together. That's what he's here for. I've cut out some of the trotting when I edited the video, just to kind of make it go a little bit quicker. That was a place where I was kind of over bridling and asking him to stretch a little bit. When I start feeling him hit the ground harder and flatter, that's when I'm going to ask him to kind of over bridle and pick his shoulders up. And you can actually feel how hard his front feet are hitting the ground. I've got another new horse that just came in today that hits the ground, or came in a couple days ago, and he hits the ground really hard with his front left foot. His front right, not so much, but he hits it hard with his front left. And I'll have a video of him out really soon. The issue that the other horse came in with was they couldn't get him to Lope, and that was the issue. He was carrying himself real inverted and not pushing with the back end. So as I'm getting Zeb here muscled up, I want to get him lifting his shoulders and pushing with his back end. And every time I ask him to kind of over bridle like that, I'm doing it a lot with my legs, with my spurs. I'm picking his back up and asking him to get his back feet underneath him a little bit further. In just a minute, I'm going to ask him to lope. When he goes into his lope transition, watch his front end and how much he brings his head and his shoulders up. I think it's right here. See how much he raised his head? That's because he doesn't have enough engagement in the back end. That's all part of him needing to build more muscle. And as we're going around, just kind of watch that. He'll kind of lose his forward, and when I ask him to go back forward again with my legs, he'll bring his shoulders and his head up again. When you see that, that is an obvious or telltale sign that a horse isn't loping, pushing very hard with his back end. Horses can be front end or left end dominant, just like they can be left side or right side dominant. That's a pretty nice stop for an English horse. And you want a horse to really push hard with the back end and use the back end really efficiently to push forward. After that stop, I actually sat there for a couple of minutes. The way I edited the video, it didn't look like it, but I did sit there for probably 3 or 4 minutes after that stop, giving him a chance to catch his breath. I can tell that he's starting to get a little bit tired, and you'll see when I go into this next stop that he's a little bit tired and he's not going to stop as good. And see how his head is going up, trying to get a little bit more push. That is all just fitness. As he gets more fit, that's going to get better and better. As he comes along, what I'll do is I'll put a little clip of the video of him loping now alongside with the video of him loping later, and so we can compare the two. So I'm going to go around a couple more times. I'll ask him to stop again, and the stop's not going to be as good right there. It's not good, not as good, and it's just because he's getting tired. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk him a little bit, walk him cool. I don't want to quit too quick, stop too quick and have him sore. So I'll have more videos of him out in the future. Until next time, thank you for watching.